Hello and welcome to CNBC-TV18.com and Salesforce present Bharat Trailblazers. I'm Ridu Bhandari. On this very special series, we are showcasing some of India's most innovative micro, small and medium-sized businesses that are harnessing emerging technologies for achieving business excellence. Today, our focus is on Lightstorm, a company founded in 2019 that's India's first carrier-neutral network infrastructure platform, enabling enterprises to provide exceptionally reliable and secure digital connectivity experiences. To tell us how Lightstorm achieves this and more, I'm joined today by Rajiv Nayyar, the founder, COO and director of the company. Rajiv, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Mridu. Glad to be here.
Well, Lightstorm is currently connected to over 55 data centers in India. Give us a sense of what that really means, and offering network as a service was surely a game changer. So take us through your journey a little bit of the last couple of years.
Definitely. So Mridu, as you know, across industry and markets, innovation has always caused disruption. Lightstorm is regarded as a disruptor in the old legacy telecom market. Innovation is at the heart of what we do. You would be surprised to learn that our network was actually co-created by our customers. So during the first 12 months of our initial days, we only spoke to customers to understand what is that specific issues that plague their enterprise connectivity to cloud. And hence SmartNet, which is the smartest B2B network, was born. It took us about 18 months of planning and designing this network, and we came to know that it's within this congested telecom space, offering India's first true B2B wholesale carrier neutral platform. Yeah. We were the first cloud native telco in India, and as we evolved our product, we solved for two very specific problems for the enterprise applications. One was high latency, and second was low availability. So that was the two basic problems that was the ethos of how SmartNet was born.
Right.
So when we designed our network, all our nodes were co-located within the data center itself. We created linearity in our network design. So that means lowest possible latency between two NLD hubs like Delhi and Mumbai.
Right. So clearly a lot of firsts to your credit, and I'm sure a lot of challenges on the way as well. So clearly there is a massive opportunity when it comes to upgrading outdated infrastructure, even digital infrastructure, and digital connectivity needs in a country like India are very complex today. There is a need around bandwidth, around reliability, around security, latency, lots to do there. So as you set out to connect all these cloud points in India, what were some of the major pain points that you felt internally around your own, sales and marketing processes, and how did technology help you address some of those processes for yourself?
Sure. So I think I like to answer this by dividing your question into three responses. One was market awareness and product fit. Second was typical sales and customer cycles for incumbent telcos. And third was the product itself. So if you look at the first challenge that we had was that we had to establish ourselves. So we are not an aggregator. We actually built the network during pandemic, which was itself a very big surprise to a lot of industry folks that you could build such a large network during the 2 years of COVID. Second was that once the network was up, then we were again another provider. So we have a lot of skepticism to overcome. When we started delivering the differentiators to the enterprises, which are from hyperscalers to OTTs to large banks and financial institutions, fintech companies, the differentiators prove themselves. So for example, I'll take an example. Mumbai is known for its fiber cuts and very low uptimes. We deliver 100% uptime in Mumbai over the last 3 years of service. The traffic from international boundaries land at 2 strategic locations in India, Chennai and Mumbai. And the requirement of a very high bandwidth pipe is very obvious. So we created India's largest line rate pipe, 300 gigs per port between these 2 cities. Second was the product fit. The reason for connecting data centers was because we are driven by where the cloud moves. So if you look at data centers today host variety of public and private clouds. And our SmartNet today connects all of those. The product fit was essentially very welcome. The acceptance rate from our customers was very high. We soon grew from couple of terabit network to 60 terabit network today, which is one of the highest or the largest network in the country.
What I want to know is that to achieve all of this at the back end for your own processes, what sort of technology embracing have you done? How have your sales teams, your customer teams really seen a transformation?
Since we are cloud adopters, in our initial days and early adopters of cloud, all our applications which are SaaS based. So customer centricity drove our initial design thinking, our buying habits or buying behaviors. So we chose Salesforce as a central homogeneous platform, which will then trigger call to actions of all our business support systems. The reason for doing that was, as I was telling you, that the incumbent telcos today take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks to do customer onboarding. And the customer lifecycle starts after that. We reduced that to 72 hours. Because this system is now call to action to all other systems, including customer onboarding, customer provisioning, solution design and solution implementation, and then right to invoicing and collections. So that's what we did initially early on. So we automated the entire chain from sales lead generation to customer lifecycle.
Right. And when you implement a technology like this, Salesforce or any other for that matter, embracing automation in your processes, what sort of KPIs and metrics do you track? Any significant numbers you can share with us?
So one of the most important KPIs that we track is complete customer lifecycle. We actually saw that from 4 weeks to 6 weeks, which is a typical cycle, we reduced it down to less than 3 weeks. So almost 50% reduction in time taken for customer to be from the lead generation perspective, as I was telling you, to customer life cycle and provisioning of the customer. So that was one very big one. 100% of our revenue management is automated. 100% of our customer voice of customer satisfaction is automated. And all our network monitoring, network management, network operations is automated. People associate automation with reduction of workforce. We actually work in different way. We try to do more with less. And automation is not only about efficiency, it's also about eradicating human error completely.
Correct. Very interesting. Well, and speaking of customers, yours is a company that is growing across many countries at the moment. Give us a sense of how customer onboarding happens for you. How do you reach out to new customers? How do you onboard them seamlessly? Yeah. And what is the role that technology plays on this particular aspect for you?
So the customer, the first, our lead generation also happens with Salesforce. We actually have divided, we are a niche provider, so we don't have very many customers. We only have because these are very, very high bandwidth pipes, which large enterprises will go for. So we divided the market into 6 verticals, and our targeted marketing campaigns happen to these 6 verticals across the country. So whether it's BFSI, whether it's hyperscalers, gaming, CDN providers, international carriers. So that's one thing that we've automated. We actually use intelligent marketing campaigns, which we direct to. There are forums where we create forums where CIOs, etc., participate, and we discuss about their cloud journey. But that's the only physical aspect of it. All the intelligence gathering, everything is done, on online systems. Then customer onboarding happens on Salesforce. Once the customer onboarding happens and the customer has signed what we call a customer acceptance form, the Salesforce system itself triggers call to action to all the delivery organizations, provisioning organizations, and that physical aspect happens on the field, but the entire provisioning till the customer goes live is done automatically. Then comes the monitoring of the network. So our entire network operations center, as I was telling you, is SaaS-based applications. So we monitor, manage, operate the network with fully automated. So for example, I'll take an example. If there is a fault and the ticket is raised, that ticket is raised automatically. There's nobody has to physically enter the ticket. Our network assurance center actually generates a ticket. It flows through the system to the field engineer in that area. This time typically is anywhere between 10 minutes of acknowledging the ticket to about 2 hours to tell the field engineer to take action. Right. We do it in less than 40 minutes. Wow. So that's just immense amount of time saved. Now, if you multiply by the number of tickets and the number of hours, fortunately for us, the number of tickets are less because we have a very, very robust network. Right. But still, the time taken to this is used for upskilling the resources. So they're not just idling because there is no ticket. They're actually, learning on the online upskilling platforms that we have deployed.
Very interesting. Well, so as you look at the future, what are the company's growth and expansion plans? Are you looking beyond the metros in India and outside of India? Which are the geographies that you're targeting?
So our product SmartNet actually has connected more than 55 data centers in the country today, which is going to go up to 70 data centers. This will be 99% of all data traffic within the country. We don't intend to go to tier 2, tier 3 towns where the content is created or consumed, because they are anyway backhauled to the metro hubs of, like Calcutta is for east, south is Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore. So we've connected all these. Now our customers are pushing us to expand to international markets and delivering the same infrastructure, digital infrastructure in these markets where either there's a lack of digital infrastructure or the infrastructure is not adequate to give the cloud experience, cloud connectivity experience. So we have recently launched Indonesia market, where we've connected over 40 data centers on 1,000 kilometers fiber. And we also created a neutral host network for providing fiber to the home, your home broadband, with about 400,000 home passes over 5,000 kilometers. We are also launching Thailand and Middle East within this year itself, and then hopefully as our South Asia, Middle East infrastructure platform. Our customers are also telling us to disrupt the subsea and the cable landing station space now. So we are looking at creating on the east and the west coast of our country open cable landing stations, disrupting this market. We've recently signed a landing agreement with Centurion. So that is the future plans for us, Mridu.
Thank you so much, Rajiv, for joining us today.
Thank you, Mridu, for having me.
Well, that's a wrap on Bharat Trailblazers today, and we'll be back next time with yet another inspiring story of a business that's growing rapidly thanks to embracing emerging technologies. Thank you so much for joining us today. Goodbye.